on the warm-up lap for race 2 of the weekend in the first round of the 2014 Dunlop Series for V8 Supercar. Some of the stars of tomorrow on track and ready to run. And we've had a separate qualifying session today, and Ash Walsh, yesterday's race winner, is on Armour All pole position. Infant's friend Ford was too fast. He'll start from the pole. 29 cars to start this race. $500, but thanks to Armour All, is a pretty nice little addition to his wallet for the weekend. Cam Waters will start from the front row, of course, confirmed today. He'll drive in the Enduros. Greg Murphy, you'll be in the Enduros as well. He's alongside me for this one. Let's have a look at the grid, and separate qualifying session, new to the Dunlop Series for the 2 races. But funnily enough, the top 3 finishers from yesterday have ended up in the top 3 grid positions today.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you can see Cam Waters doing a sensational job too, very fast. Him and Ash Walsh fighting it out there at the front. Great to see. Yeah, listen, there's all these guys that are looking for those shots at being in the main game for the Enduros, and some of them are proving their worth here this weekend for sure.
Green flag at the back. We're good to go. 27 laps of the Dunlop Series on the streets of Adelaide. Ash Walsh to the left, Cam Waters to the right. They were 1-2 in the race yesterday. They're 1-2 on the grid this time around. And it's tight off the start. Pretty even jump. Dumbrell and Taz Douglas.
It's very even. Waters has got a bit of a jump here. This time they swap it around, both from the inside. Yesterday, Walsh got the jump. This time around, there's a spin in the background, I think. We saw going the wrong way.
Josh Hunter, car number 11. No one hit him on the way through.
Luckily, everyone managed to avoid that, but
Waters to the lead. Heimgartner out wide in the fight. It's easy car in the wall in the background. As they manage to get going.
Yeah, file through turn 4, but Cam Waters, great start. This is going to be the challenge for the young guy. Great opportunity this year in this car to prove his worth, and so far he hasn't disappointed, but now he leads for the first time.
Paul Morris down the inside on Andre Heimgartner. Those two have shared cars in New Zealand, so they should look after one another. Turn 8, first time through.
I don't think it works like that, mate. They won't be looking after each other. It's all each man for himself out there. Walsh looking aggressive, down into 9 under brakes. Waters doesn't. Well, he gives him a little bit of room, but he didn't get in at all. Pushed away by Walsh there. Held his line. Oh, Walsh sideways off the curb, very close to the wall. And Paul Dumbrell watching on. Douglas 4th.
Andrew Jones next. Advam Commodore. Here's Morris again. Chris Pith is his next target. Then Gary Jacobson. Then Heimgartner. He's driving the car that won the series last year in the hands of Dale Wood, ex-Will Davison FPR car. But it's a current FPR car with Cam Waters at the helm that leads the way. The former Australian Formula Ford champ. He won the first season of the Shannon Supercar Showdown as this big field streams on through.
Jeff Emery, a good start. He was off the back after doing quite a bit of damage to the back of his Commodore in qualifying. He's made his way through a few guys as they stream back through turn 4, turn 5. Waters looking comfortable at this stage early on, though. Using every bit of road. Paul Dumbrell onto the back straight, heading up to the very fast turn 8. He's got some speed. Had to work his way through yesterday. Great shots there.
This is a move. This is actually, that's another Swede. That Pacific Hoist white Commodore is Frederick Lestrup, who is on debut. So Robert Dalgood obviously in the Volvo in the main championship. We've got a Swede in the Dunlop Series as well. It's going international. This is a good fight too. Marcus Zukanovic in that blue Ford trying to get by Jordan Ormsby, one of the locals who pretty much is busy this weekend, not just driving Dunlop Series. His company provides pretty much every golf buggy that's in this facility. There's a lot of them.
Yes, it's a way to get around this precinct, there's no doubt about it. A mirror on the right-hand side of the NZ Falcon just gone, disintegrated. It's obviously got a bit close to the wall, I'd say, at the exit of 11 or 12 there. These three, we see the replay.
Look in the background, there's Josh Hunter going around.
How lucky was he that Zukanovic didn't?
Oh, Jim Policina just manages to avoid in that white number 51 Ford, and then this was the car that I saw in the background that ran wide.
It's Heimgartner and Morgan Haber into the fence.
Did get going again, but lost plenty of time. Sits in 23rd place at the moment. Back to the front, Cam Waters leads the way. Young gun from Mildura is based in Melbourne now. Top 3 moving away. There's Taz Douglas, the silver sponsorless Ford. Did a great job with James Moffat in the Norton Nissan at the Enduros last year. This is Andre Heimgartner, Finance Easy Ford. We saw him in the Dunlop Series last year, but he's moved to Matthew White's team for this year. Not our Matthew White, the other Matthew White.
Very popular.
Which one?
Matthew White's.
They're right, they're everywhere, aren't they?
They are everywhere.
Hey, Dumbrell's just set the fastest second sector, Murph. 1:23.36 that time through in the 88 Commodore.
Here we go. Oh, Cam Waters doesn't get any closer. No, it doesn't. Yeah, we're heating up a little bit further back here. Paul Morris with Gary Jacobson and young Andre Heimgartner all over each other. It's a good battle. And Morris obviously announced that he will be driving with Chaz Mosden this year as Jacobson gets down the inside nice and clean. Will Heimgartner benefit from this? I think he's going to.
He'll get around too.
He's going to get the spot too. As he looks back, Morris at Heimgartner, but he's managed to clear him. Turn 9, that situation where that curb sits out there, you just touch it, you just get over it, there's nothing you can do about it. The car can't get traction. Oh!
Aaron Russell
running
wide.
wide at the last corner. He's going to lose a lot of spots getting back on the track. But there's just no room for error anywhere around this place. Fantastic racetrack, and these guys getting the experience they are around here, it's invaluable.
This is Morgan Haber, the young Queenslander, who has found the tyre bundle at turn 1, and that's what happens when you argue with it. This is Aaron Russell
trying to recover from that little misfortune as
Jay Verdnick on the inside of Frederick Lestra.
Nicely done.
I knew there was a touch. I knew there was contact
coming.
Yeah, it was coming somewhere. There it is. Verdnick goes on through. Local South Australia. Aaron Russell off again.
So he may have hurt a tyre or something in that off earlier potentially, but or just getting seriously frustrated with making that mistake. Here we go. Jacobson having a look down the inside. And I think that was Paul Forgy having a bit of a chat to Chris Pither. But this battle is continuing. Look at Heimgartner. He's looking pretty racy, looking for an opportunity. Still line astern. And ahead of them, and Peterson having a bit of a lonely race in the other Eagleston Motorsport car. Heimgartner looking down the inside, down the front straight, not close enough, can't get the overlap to put himself in position. Oh, Jacobson using a lot of curb. The underside of the Commodore. Heimgartner's going to have a dive into 4. He's got the overlap. They're going to have to give each other room. There's a touch. Oh. And they get away with it. Very close. Needed to be just that little bit further up the inside. But Jacobson did a good job to give him just enough room.
I started steering the imaginary steering wheel.
A little bit of frustration, I think, potentially here now building, and that's just given Pither that small gap that he's probably taking a deep breath. And just what he needed. Stop looking in the mirror and focus ahead. And he's got that little bit of gap now. Heimgartner, I don't think he's finished yet. Down into 9. Waters still leading, still got that advantage. Just under a second, 8/10. Dumbrell's dropped back. He's 6.9 seconds behind now, so he's given up the chase, and I don't think he's got a lot left in him as Waters and Walsh get the signal that they jump the curb, so they've got just the 1 over the turn 2 curb, the 1 warning, but they're still pushing, still in the 22s. Here's the leader. A little bit of traffic coming up. Walsh will see this as an opportunity potentially, see how quickly can clear Brett Stewart. The lights are on the NZ Falcon. 7 laps to run. The last thing he needs now is to get held up. He should be fine as he, through turn 8, gets down the inside and the braking. Ash Walsh is next. He will clear too. So these two unaffected by the traffic. Walsh pushing very hard. A couple of tenths quicker to the second sector, using every bit of road.
When we return, you'll find out who will take the opening round of 2014. Love this stuff. Slow motion action at the centre chicane. Cam Waters in the FPR Ford. Look, the vibrations that just go through the car. All four Dunlops off the deck. And then it crashes back down.
And that's what these cars have to be built for, to take this kind of punishment lap after lap.
Marcus Zukanovic in the wall on the replay at turn 8. Aaron Russell lucky to avoid. Listen to this. Another replay here. Jack LeBrock, Todd Hazelwood, Ryan Simpson. Bounces off the tyre bundle and gets going again. He's in the smash repair business in Parramatta, so it'll be fine. It'll buff out, no worries.
So 2 laps in a row. First and second place getters jump the curb down at turn 2, and that tells you they are pushing hard. They are seriously on it. And Walsh, lap traffic ahead. What's going to happen here? They're going to have to follow.
Oh, Dante is the young gun in front. He's
Walsh is going to see the opportunity here.
Absolutely. That margin is now nothing, and Waters knows it. He's got 3 strikes, Cam Waters. He's made a mistake. He's locked the brake. He's got Walsh up the inside. Gives him one of the way through, and they're both off the road. This is awesome for Paul Dumbrell.
I can't believe it. They both damaged their cars.
They're done. They're done. Right
Waters
front's
is out.
gone on Waters' car. Walsh is facing in the opposite direction, and Paul Dumbrell, the veteran, will drive past the pair of them and take the lead of the race.
Douglas will slot into second. Andrew Jones into third. These 2 guys, their race is done. The action was far from finished. Look at the damage on Ash Walsh's car too. This one's going to be looked into, Aaron.
Wouldn't mind sitting down having...
Absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's from onside. That sounded like Cam Waters. We apologise for that, but he's limping back to pit lane. Let's have a look again. Now, Waters was in deeper. He made a little mistake.
Oh, he locked it inside front, but Walsh used too much road. He really used too much road on the exit there. Cam really, I don't believe, did too much wrong there. Yes, he had to block down the inside. He was held up by lap traffic. Locked the wheel. They just touched.
Waters had nowhere to go. He was out of road. He was up against the wall. Walsh was drifting as he tried to
angle. So he just snags a break here. Runs a little bit wide. Walsh sees the opportunity, but it's a tight one, mate. Really tight. Very unfortunate. I don't think Walsh really tried to squeeze Waters into the wall, but they just touched at the wrong point, and it's ended in tears for both of them. Here's Cam Waters just getting back to pit lane now. He's got some steering damage for sure. Obviously a puncture. And race is over.
So that leaves Paul Dumbrell as the leader of the race. Taz Douglas second, Andrew Jones is third, Ant Pedersen next, and Walsh has managed to stay on the road and get going.
He's got some damage in the right rear.
It's right where the exhaust is too.
Yeah, but I think also some suspension stuff there, the way that thing was travelling into the guard. Yeah, it's not right, but he's going to try and continue on. Badly damaged rim as well. Really unfortunate. Hard to really point the finger too hard there.
Other way.
So I don't think Ash Walsh was really trying to squeeze Cam Waters. He knew there was a concrete wall there was nowhere to go, and they just touched, unfortunately. Really disappointing. That didn't need to happen, and it really did start from the lap traffic holding these guys up. So Paul Dumbrell probably had just decided that he would be happy there with the third place. He's ended up leading the race. Taz Douglas moves into second spot. Andrew Jones. Ant Pedersen, again, very lonely race for Ant. But doing a very good job in the English Motorsport car. Waters, that's it, she's all over. Heimgartner finally gets down the inside of Chris Pither into turn 1-2. These guys have been at it the whole race. He's managed to get down the inside with a few laps to go. Good move there by the young Kiwi. So the racing's far from over. Pither pushing, rubbing the back of the Finance Easy Falcon. not happy about it, obviously.
And Murph, I've just had the calculator out. I've just been doing some numbers and some sums, and with that Walsh and Waters drama, Paul Dumbrell is on target to win the round. His first round back in the series since 2002. Jack LeBrock.
Oh, that's broken the suspension. She's done.
Yep, he's out.
Took just a little bit too much of the apex at one. The tyre bundle there has done the damage, and his race is over. The damage. Cam Waters' car, he's out there trying to get some points.
He's 24th and
he's got steering damage, but he's going to try and get around to the finish.
Here's Walsh. He's positioned 6 at the moment, and he'd still finish on the podium. Taz Douglas.
There's a lot of damage to that left rear.
Taz Douglas second in the race. He'd be second for the round. So final lap. What an amazing race. It had a quiet period in the middle there, and then contact between the top 2 runners, and through it all,
it's a long race. It's a long race, and these guys are learning how they have to drive for a longer period of time. As we said before, changed format, 2 races at each round this year, not the 3 that we've normally been used to, and it changes the way you've got to drive these cars. It changes your mindset, and you've got to adapt, and a lot of these guys will learn that. But that was an unfortunate situation with the 2 leaders, and I feel sorry for both of them, actually.
But this is the man who will take the benefits. Paul Dumbrell for Eggleston Motorsport. They won with Jack Perkins last year, and Dumbrell in August 2002, the last round that he ran. There's Frederick Lestrip running slowly with a left rear puncture. August 2002 was a very long time ago. That was the last time Paul Dumbrell competed in and won the Dunlop Series round. He won the series that year. 12 years on, he's won a Bathurst. He's retired from full-time driving, but he's back in the Dunlop Series, and he picks up race 2 on the streets of Adelaide and clinches the opening round for 2014. Taz Douglas second, Andrew Jones third.
Very happy team.
There's John Russell, who's engineering with that team this year. That's part of the 888 link. Martin Wagg to the right, Ben Eggleston. And this is all about getting ready for September when we go enduro racing at Sandown. So Dumbrell picks up the second race. Douglas, Jones and Pedersen. Nice job from the Kiwi. Gary Jacobson. So 3 of the Eggleston cars in the top 5 positions. Walsh managed to keep on going to 6th. Then Heimgartner, Pither. Lots of Kiwis in the Dunlop Series this year. Todd Hazelwood, well done. 9th for Matt Stone Racing, and Paul Morris rounds out the top 10. Id the Sargent Security Ford Falcon. But number 1 is what Paul Dumbrell was when he left this series. He's number 1 when he comes back.
Paul Dumbrell, can you believe it? Come out of retirement, win yourself a Bathurst, and now you're winning in the Dunlop Series.
Hey, I would have liked to probably win fair and square, to be honest. So we were struggling a little bit there with pace, but we had a brake problem there towards the end. So I just, obviously conserve it towards the end, and guys come on the radio and say the leaders have crashed. So, hey, it's like a Stephen Bradbury. So
This retirement thing certainly sits well with you. Good luck for the rest of the year.
No, thank you. Cheers.
Here's how the championship points sit. Douglas and Walsh will stand on the podium. Andrew Jones 4th from Chris Pither, then Heimgartner and Jacobson. Cam Waters is still in the top 10. He's 8th after the opening round. Paul Morris in 9th, and Pedersen ran it at the 10. So the 3 Eggleston cars all in the top 10 for this opening weekend of hostilities in the Dunlop Series on the streets of Adelaide. It sets up a really exciting 2014 season. It's one that really delivers. Let's head to the podium for the Dunlop Series. Mark Beretta is standing by.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2014 V8 Supercars Clipsal 500 Dunlop Series Round 1 winners.
Looking forward to seeing the Dunlop Series when it next joins us with the V8 Supercars Championship. Round 2 will be at Winton Motor Raceway in country Victoria. Keep an eye on your calendars and the V8 Supercar website for all the details. I'm Aaron Noonan. Thanks to Greg Murphy and the whole team. We'll see you next time when the Dunlop Series heads to Winton for Round 2.